Adaeze was a beautiful young girl in her 20s. She was born into a family of three. After completing her secondary education, she was admitted into the university. Adaeze was admired by many for her striking beauty. Her smooth skin radiates under the sunlight, and her eyes sparkled like a precious stone. She caught the admiration of many, receiving countless compliments whenever she walked down the street. But despite the compliments, Adaeze struggled with deep insecurity. She was extremely slim, with a tiny waist and hollow shoulders. Her clothes always hung loosely on her body, never fitting as they should. She was the slimmest girl on the campus. Some of her classmates made fun of her, calling her leper, a slang used to describe a very tiny person. There was one girl in particular, Ngozi. Ngozi would constantly tease Adaeze about her shape. Whenever there was a heavy rain with a strong wind, Ngozi would always shout and call out, "Adaeze, Adaeze, where are you? I hope the breeze has not carried you away." Everyone would laugh, but Adaeze would be embarrassed and quietly return to her bed and cry in secret. Adaeze never liked how she looked. She would stand in front of the mirror staring at her figure. Why can't I be fat like other girls? What can I do to gain weight? I am not as beautiful as other girls. My clothes don't fit me properly because I'm so thin. I'm so ashamed of myself. God, why me? She cried in pain. She had tried all sorts of gateway solutions, but none of them worked. Despite eating more frequently and consuming food high in calories, she never seemed to gain weight, and this made her become very frustrated, and it became a source of silent torment for her. Adaeze became more obsessed over her appearance, and she withdrew from friends and social life. Her self-esteem became very low. She avoided gathering because she believed everyone was secretly mocking her for being too thin. Her biggest nightmare was anything that required her to stand and speak in front of a crowd. But one day, her class was given an assignment to present, and the lecturer insisted that every student must stand in front of the class to present their work. On the day of the presentation, the lecturer, alongside other two professors in the department, sat attentively listening as each student presented. When it was Adaeze's turn, she began trembling. As she stood in front of the class, she was visibly shaking and sweating from head to toe. She wished the ground should open and swallow her. After the presentation, the lecturer pointed out that her work was good but poorly delivered. He advised her to work on her self-image and presentation skills. Embarrassed and overwhelmed, Adaeze quickly ran back to her hostel room and cried, feeling the weight of her insecurity the more. Adaeze usually wear oversized clothes beneath her garments to conceal her figure. When the school session ended and students were heading to their parents' houses, Adaeze packed some of her belongings and went straight to the park to catch a vehicle going to Lagos, where her parents lived. She was relieved and excited, knowing she would be free from her classmates, especially Ngozi, who constantly mocked her. At the park, Adaeze bought a ticket and boarded a bus to Lagos. When she got inside the bus, she found herself sitting between two very overweight women, which made her feel very uncomfortable. Majority of the passengers were men and women with fuller figures, and being the tiniest person on the bus added to her unease. As the bus filled up and the driver started the journey, Adaeze struggled to cope with the discomfort. The two women squeezed her on either side, making her sweat profusely as she endured the crowded and cramped space. When she could no longer endure the discomfort, she politely turned to the women and said, "Ma, could you please adjust a bit? You both are suffocating me." One of the women shouted at her and said, "Where do you want me to shift to? There is no space here. Abeg, no disturb me o. No be me say make you no fart." As she said this, all the passengers turned to look at Adaeze, which made her feel even more embarrassed. She kept silent for the rest of the journey, silently wishing that they would reach Lagos as soon as possible. Halfway through the journey, something remarkable happened that changed Adaeze's life. The vehicle Adaeze boarded was traveling at a steady speed. Suddenly, the front tire of the bus bursted with a loud explosion, causing the driver to lose control and crashed violently into an oncoming vehicle and somersaulted 3 times before landing into the bush. Passengers were thrown into a state of commotion. Some were frantically praying, shouting, "Blood of Jesus! Blood of Jesus!" while others called out their village deity, invoking their names in hope of divine intervention. As the bus caught fire, flames quickly spread and the interior was filled with smoke. The passengers desperately trying to escape, struggling to squeeze through the tiny window. However, their size made it impossible for most to get through the narrow space. In the midst of the chaos, Adaeze, due to her physique, was able to maneuver her way through the small window, while the other passengers, trapped by their size, were unable to escape. Adaeze managed to slip through the window and come out, escaping the raging inferno that consumed both the driver and the passengers. Adaeze's size, which had been a source of insecurity for her, now became her salvation. Immediately, Adaeze came out of the bus. She fell on her knees and said, "God, I thank you. Thank you for making me look tiny. I would have been a dead person by now, if not for my size. From now on, I will never complain about my size. I will never feel bad about my size." From that day on, Adaeze began to accept and appreciate her appearance and size. The traumatic experience shifted her perspective. She stopped obsessing over weight gain solution. She came to embrace the way she was made. With a newfound sense of self-acceptance, Adaeze started going out more often. She focused on enjoying life and connecting with others. The experience transformed her and she began to see beauty in herself. One afternoon, as Adaeze was relaxing in her parents' sitting room, she watched a beauty pageant show on TV. As the contestants walked the stage, a thought crossed her mind. She said to herself, "I think I should go into modeling. It's my kind of shape that is perfect for this. Look at these contestants. I'm even bigger than some of them. I will use my God-given shape to make money for myself instead of sitting here and wallowing in self-pity." This realization sparkled a new sense of purpose and confidence within her. When the holiday ended, Adaeze returned to school. With a newfound confidence, she began attending parties held on campus and mingling more with peers. During one of these events, there was a beauty pageant contest, and Adaeze decided to participate. Despite her past insecurities, she performed exceptionally well. Her beauty radiated on the stage, captivating the audience, and to everyone's admiration, she won the title Miss Campus. From that moment, Adaeze's life changed. She went on to compete in numerous beauty pageants, both within and outside the school, gaining recognition and praise. The insecure girl, plagued by low self-esteem, had now grown into a celebrated campus celebrity. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.